Hi, this is Justin Whitaker from justinmwhitaker.com. You're listening to the Laundry Time Podcast. It is an absolutely beautiful day here in Boston. It's 70 degrees and sunny and not a cloud in the sky. And I'm still doing laundry. Yay! But I have a cup of iced coffee and I have my iPhone. So let's do it. I thought today I'd talk about a very simple concept. Stop wasting people's time. That's it. Stop wasting people's time. What brought this up was a webinar I attended. For the first 15 minutes, maybe the first 20 minutes of this webinar, the hosts engaged in a bunch of self-congratulatory banter and were setting up their authority so that they could move on and teach the next part. Now, presumably, if you were attending this webinar, you either followed one or both of them on Twitter or Facebook, or ran across their blog, or both of their blogs, and so you kind of knew who they were. You knew what their claim to authority was. You just basically wanted to get to the meat of the presentation. But here they are wasting 20 minutes basically saying, oh, how clever they are, and how cool they are, and all this stuff. And it's complete bullshit, because you're wasting your listeners' time. You're basically saying, hey, that opportunity cost that you sunk to spend time on my webinar, I'm going to piss it away by not giving you what you want to hear. And I'm going to take time away that I could have spent actually going into each of the bullet points that I wanted to show you. I'm going to take time away from that, and I'm going to just basically talk about myself. This happens all the time. It happens on blog posts, it happens on podcasts, it happens on video casts, it happens on webinars, where basically people just waste your time. They basically say, I'm going to make this promise to you. I'm going to talk about something, and then I'm going to talk about something else, and I'm going to piss it away at the last minute so that you feel like you didn't get what was promised. And I think more and more that's sort of, I want to say it's a crime against your listeners' attention or your readers' attention, because they have a limited amount of free time. There are only so many hours in the day, and there's more content being produced daily than anybody would ever have the time to sift through their entire life. So everything that you actually give attention to is taking attention away from something else that they could have learned something from. So if you're writing a really long blog post that doesn't get to the point, or if you're doing a podcast that stretches on for an hour and doesn't go anywhere, or if you're doing this self-congratulatory 10-minute video log that basically is all about how cool you are, you basically have just pissed in the face of the person that's consuming that content. Either you teach them something in as little time as possible, or don't even post it. I mean, I know that all the business bloggers and the people who do blogging as business want to tell you that you need to produce really good produced content daily, and it should be X amount of length, and just keep generating more and more crap, and that will give you bigger levels of traffic and more hits and set people up so that you can actually make a sale. No. How about this? How about you stop wasting your time by creating this long-winded stuff and just teach. Just teach people. That's all you have to do. I mean, I understand. I understand the impetus for doing this sort of content. I've never seen a concept that could be explained in 200 words that I didn't want to explain it at 1,000. That's partially who I am as a person, and also partially because my upbringing and my education, because you want to prove how smart you are. So you take something where you can just say, hey, here's 3 bullet points and I can explain them in 200 words, and you want to pull it out and show all the other things that go around it because you want to say, hey, I'm really smart. But nobody cares. If you're going to make people wade through all this crap to get to something that you could have said in 2 or 3 minutes, they're just going to walk away. The same thing with webinars and podcasts. I've got another podcast that I've been working on literally for 2 months called the Echo Chamber Podcast. And every time I cut it, every time I sit there and actually put it on the tape, I realized that I spent half an hour to an hour talking about a subject, and nobody's going to listen. It's going to waste people's time. So I have to go back, revise it, keep polishing the idea until I get it down to a level where I think that this is going to be worth somebody's time. This is going to be something that people are going to want to subscribe to every week and come back and see. And that's what you should do with these webinars. Either polish it so much so that you just spend only half an hour, blow through the slides, answer the questions, and get the hell out so that people can get on with their lives and go and start executing stuff. Or just don't even post. There's a radical idea. If you're wasting people's time, just don't post it. So I hope you got something out of this. That's the Laundry Time podcast for this week. I'll see you again next week. Take care.